Chasing this group of ancients down, it felt like the first time they had the upper hand. Each encounter with the ancients thus far had been a fight for their lives, their sanity, their souls. But each battle had taught them something, and the First Light took each lesson to heart. And it was that understanding, more than their weapons, or their armor, or their spells, which gave them the power to fight the ancients on their own territory. To not only scrape out another day at life, but to put fear in the hearts of the ancients. Lysander poked his head around the corner to confirm what his ears heard, which was nothing. The coast was clear. He padded down the hallway past a number of doors until he reached the end. It was a wall much the same as the others in this hallway, nondescript and seamless. He removed the glove from his left hand and felt up the wall, up and down, side to side, with his eyes closed and one ear pointed toward the hallway behind him. And there it was. He pressed the button he could not see but could feel, and a panel in the wall slid down, giving him access to the treasures behind it. Theron charged at their front lines, head down behind his shield, and felt the bone-shaking impacts of their missiles and the heat of their sick green flames. And yet he did not lose his footing and did not falter. Soon his shield made contact, exploding in a white divine light that threw his first opponent 100 yards into the air. His longsword, glowing in hallowed spirit, struck out at 2 more of the ancients, cutting deeply and setting them afire. He heard their otherworldly screams and knew they felt the anger of creation. Roanold was relaxing at his post in the calm light of the day. The pastoral environment and its distance from the capital meant that the dark rumors coming from that direction felt far away, in some other land, and not relevant to the people who called Grimsale home. His thoughts were interrupted by a faint red glow at the horizon. He squinted, unable to make out what was causing it. Slowly it rose like another sun, casting the whole vale in a vermilion light. His thoughts became confused, his heart beat another step, and he grabbed his halberd and rushed back into the town, frothing at the mouth, his eyes unseeing. The tower was safe, at least for now. The corruption seemed to grow from under the earth, and so the very height of her tower provided some protection against any changes to her mind. From her balcony she could see the armies of the ancients making their way toward the capital, marching only as fast as the corruption grew. A few words and a moment of singular concentration later, she felt the lines of essence birth from the tips of her fingers, through the air, across the plains, until they reached 2 of the ancients at the vanguard. She severed those lines of essence with a sharp expenditure of will, and they fell to the ground, a pebble in the ocean. It was madness. It had to be. It's the only way he could describe what was happening outside the town's walls. Hundreds of people, maybe even thousands or so. They were attacking their fortifications, not with weapons, but with their bare hands and bodies. Their eyes were empty, and some of them had strange red crystalline, gross. It felt wrong, what he was being asked to do. These were his countrymen, but there seemed to be no other answer. Their mayor had gone out to talk to the crowd before this frenzy started, but they rushed him and tore at him and killed him. So Anak drew his bow, asked for forgiveness, and fired into the mass of people. He had been hiding in the darkness, in this little secret closet for days now. The world was burning, people were going mad, and there was nowhere to go, and so he hid. As the world burned, he was silent, quiet, like a mouse, moving as little as possible lest a creak or crack give him away. He was hungry now, and thirsty, and exhausted, and sore, but he did not leave. Such was the fear of what he had seen. This was not the way he had pictured the end of his life. Instead, he dreamed of a peaceful passing, surrounded by loved ones, and in his bed. But there were no loved ones left, and he was truly, utterly alone. In this episode, we continued to follow the adventures of Theron, and caught a glimpse of the world as it was falling apart during the apocalypse. What wonders await us in the next episode? Subscribe below.